Sal, we had Bedlam in New York City, garden variety failures over there with the Madison Square Garden. They have had the NBA Finals in the past, right? And people didn't go crazy like this. What is going on there? How are you,
Well,
Sal?
that's another week, another catastrophe in the world of the New York City Police Department and NYPD, and they're really under the fair leadership of the one and only esteemed soccer mom Jessica Tisch, and of course Hansi LePetri, the chief of department, absolutely have failed New York City. Listen, I understand that you can't plan for a riot. A riot could happen at any moment, right? Or pockets of this. But knowing that we've seen this now repetitively over and over again in all the Knickerbocker games that occurred, whether they played at Madison Square Garden or they were playing on the road somewhere else, you left the city, and there was an argument between the soccer mom and James Dolan. We just don't know who to really believe, right? Both of them are worth billions of dollars, so who do you believe? But
What argument?
they had a frozen zone around Madison Square Garden, which led to some of the issues that you saw because everyone was supposed to be in the vicinity of Madison Square Garden to be like a watch party. Instead, they created all those people were all over the city. So the idea is you'd want to funnel everyone like cattle into one area and then let them all out the same area when the game is over. That's not what we saw. And she left. I mean, she assigned her and Hansi LePetri, the chief of the department, they were assigning two police officers to watch one bar where it could have hundreds of people in there. Who knows? You are leaving your personnel essentially out to get, I don't know, assaulted, beat
Yeah.
down.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's what you saw. You cannot control this. What you want is establish a perimeter. You got to have all the barriers up. You have to have everything in place so that these people, when they're done, they're funneled out one way. These guys weren't. She's in charge of the
That's
planning.
basic crowd control stuff, isn't it?
It's not only that, Jason, but the San Antonio Spurs team itself were getting harassed by people. I don't know if these are really fans of the Knickerbockers or just anarchists. One guy eventually, or someone, threw an egg and hit what's his name, Wembyambi, or what the center for the Spurs, the star player, in the head with an egg in New York City. You can't even protect the players. It's just what are you doing all day as the soccer mom? I mean, really, this it was a complete failure, and you can't blame. Listen,
No, but it's not even over yet. Tomorrow night
no,
is game
yeah,
five,
I
right?
know.
And I mean, that's the big. So if the Knicks win tomorrow, forgive my
Oh,
basketball ignorance, but that's it. They win the series, right?
yeah, and then you will be seeing the city probably get. I mean, they were trying to burn
Yeah,
people's
M80s
barrels.
going off and stuff. It was
They
crazy.
had
I've never
IEDs
seen it
went
like
off.
that.
Someone I know I saw today actually was at the game. This is a good thing to listen to. The sheriff of San Antonio just absolutely explains why is just listen to him because what he's talking about is very important, especially you, soccer mom.
Looking at what was done, I really wish more effort had been put out in New York to do the same thing. But with that being said, we're going to do what San Antonio does. We're going to take care of our Spurs. We're going to take care of any opposing teams that come, and we're going to again we're going to roll out the red carpet for any Knicks fans that come out to the game, and hope that everybody's going to be mature adults and realize that look, this is a game. At the end of the day, it is a game. There's nothing worth assaulting somebody, hurting somebody, and possibly picking up a criminal charge on just because of a game.
That guy sounds like, law enforcement professional,
Yes,
regular.
he's a professional. He's a cop. He goes on to mention that they're gonna escort the San Antonio Spurs and the Knicks, so we don't have any of these stragglers trying to throw
In New
eggs or
York
whatever
or in
in
Texas?
San Antonio. New York, there's no plan.
But if the Knicks win tomorrow night, there's no more games in San Antonio, right?
No, that'll be it. That would be it. But then I think, Jason, if you're a Knicks fan or a New Yorker, you just better hope that the Knicks actually do end it here because then game 6 would come back to New York which means your favorite president who brought the circus to town on game 3, well, that was a whole nother fiasco, right? With frozen zones. And that's how they implemented these frozen zones because he was in town. And let's be honest, the Knicks, the worst game they've played and they lost by 1 was with him in the house. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's bringing that whole.
Come on. You can't
I'm
blame
just saying.
Trump for the Knicks
I don't know.
losing.
A lot of people tell me this guy shows up and it changed the whole mood of the building and the team. I mean, look, I heard the war is over now with Iran for the 29th time today. I mean, tell us the truth here. Stop stringing us along. But the markers are being manipulated. And this whole thing, you have to pray that it just ends here. The Knicks win. And then the next time anything would happen is the day they would have, the parade down Canyon of Heroes. But you won't have any more games where they could go out there and start beating people up, breaking vehicles. They virtually threw a cab driver out of a car, destroyed that guy's car. I have a video of it. I don't know. You go to my account, and by the way, I get these videos sent to me from so many people. And it's not about trying to get views. It's about this is what's going on. We have a societal issue. There's a societal issue here. I mean, there's a cop. Here's somebody getting arrested, and he's not going. He's swinging away and beating the hell out of the cop. His partner's just watching him. I mean, I don't know. Look,
crazy.
Why is it no help? And then someone finally decides to tase the guy before,
wait, why not just tase right away? Because somebody could die from the taser?
You can't let your partner take a beating. I mean, come on. There's so many videos, though, of things that were going on. So many. Look, I understand, again, police officers you cannot control that. There's only 30,000 cops at best, maybe probably a lot less, and there's millions of people. There's at least 10,000 of them that were in this one little area, right? But the soccer mom's in charge of preparing everyone as the head of the agency and having her executives give out orders and plan this out. And the planning was atrocious for all of this. Look at this guy's cab. Jason, they pulled this guy out. He's not a Knick for a Spurs fan. They pulled him out and destroyed his car. What was this about? So you have anarchists running around. There was a video I saw got sent. It's further on down our timeline. They went into a Five Guys restaurant and beat the guy's brains in.
Well, the only reason that happened is that we don't have Waffle House in New York City.
Yeah. They beat this guy's brains in. Jason, throwing things over the counter, breaking the store. What is that about? Oh, let's get him. I heard him say, let's get him. So you have real thugs out there on top of it. And it shows, I mean,
they just love violence. They just want to destroy. It's crazy.
This is society.
Guy, people behind. Is a black person behind there that they're throwing chairs at?
I know. And then they're trying to beat this guy up for what? Burgers?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well, they're stomping the guy down there. It's crazy. They're going to kill somebody.
They're assaulting this guy. Look.
What the hell? He's just making burgers. It's crazy.
His hands bleeding, his face, and
crazy.
What do you think this is? WWE?
It's worse than that.
I mean, this is why, I was always thought, people complained last week about some event not being at Gracie Mansion about I guess they had the Puerto Rican Day Parade and usually there's a Puerto Rican ceremony that was under Eric Adams made famous at Gracie Mansion. So they only made it the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
What do you mean? They have had that way before Eric Adams.
But Eric Adams made it like a whole big event when, you have it's because certain people are no longer coming to Gracie Mansion that really got upset about it. So, but having events, do you see this? This is why I was always a proponent of, unfortunately, society cannot behave themselves anymore. No events for anyone. You shouldn't get anything. You should get like the coal that Santa Claus brings you for Christmas if you're a bad person. That's it. Because all these people out of this group, we're not going to say 100%. It's not 100%. It's the small number that is ruining it for people. And it's got more to do with a societal issue. Many of these people, I don't know how they were, brought up, parenting. I mean, if you think it's normal to throw chairs at someone or break a vehicle, they vandalized the NYPD Sprinter van. I mean, oh my God. And this, Jason, come tomorrow night, it could get far worse. And every day Did you see the numbers, Jason? Every game that they've played so far, they've had more, we're going to call them combined arrest and summons people. It
Who
went from,
pays for that, Sal? Is Dolan having to pay for the additional police, or
course
it's
not.
just taxpayers?
He's not going to reimburse
I
anything. He
don't
was
think that's really too fair. Now, so next year you're saying instead of the Puerto Rico Day Parade, it's just a sock full of coal.
Yeah, I say every parade is. You know why? Can you guarantee, and you won't be able to, that this scenes that we're seeing, this is just the
No,
base.
it's just going to get worse.
Basketball. These people can't behave, Jason. They're ruining it for everyone. So if you have a parade, a Puerto Rican Day parade, the Irish parade, all these kind of parades, can you guarantee? And of course, we have the Labor Day. We have Juve, which is the worst of the worst, where all kinds of bad people show up to do damage. Right? All these things are. Something tells me here, Jason, that this is not an
You have
organic
the gay pride parade coming
too.
soon, right?
These
Isn't
parades,
that in June?
Something tells me, Jason, that this isn't an organic thing. These aren't real people that care about
agree.
basketball. I saw a Palestinian flag. The guy was
Yeah,
stomping on a car.
what does that have to do with the Knicks? I saw that
Nothing
too.
to do with basketball. What was that about? And this is what I'm saying. You have these people that, they co-opt something always, and here they come. And they ruin it for everyone. And it just could be one or two or three, but then it grows. And we saw this over and over again during this whole fiasco in the last couple of days. Every Knick game is followed by anarchy, chaos, and violence.
It never used to be like that. I don't know what's going on with that whole thing.
Get your act together, soccer mom. Like I said, you better plan this out for tomorrow night. And that stupid frozen zone, that was one of the, without Trump showing up to mess things up, there shouldn't be a frozen zone, because then you could keep an eye on everyone funneled in that one area. Instead, you spread it out. These people went to bars instead, and now you have 25 locations you're going to try to keep an eye on, which you can't. 2 cops. Come on.
You remember this character?
Car to watch a bar. That's ridiculous. I've never heard of anything like that. Like they're going to get out and try to stop anything. Come on. Or they're going to get trampled on.
No, it was a bad scene. Now, Sal, you mentioned that there's maybe market manipulation going on.
Yes.
Did you get involved in this SpaceX IPO? Elon Musk is now a trillionaire, and Elizabeth Warren is pissed off about that.
This is unbelievable. So that this thing came up, and in the first couple of hours, my friend actually walked from where I was. We were in a cafe, and he worked from the front to the back. And when I went to the back with him and came back out in front, this thing went up $2+ in that amount of time, just on an IPO, watching the screen. They had it up on the screen, and it's, look at this stock. It was at $18 or $17, and it was at over $20.
It came out at 130 something and went to 160, or it just said there it was 100 and what does it say?
Well,
159. It's up 18% to 159.16.
This guy's a trillionaire. He's when it comes to money, he's a smart guy. We're not going to take that away. Elon Musk is a very smart guy. Of course, he couldn't keep you safe or have his goons from assaulting you with NYPD throwing blockade out there. But the NYPD has their own problems, right?
Yeah.
So,
I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but somebody had a big giant man boob Elon Musk inflated in Times Square. Pretty
add
wild.
that to the Knickerbocker riots.
Yeah.
They might blow this up and burn it down or something.
I think it's probably gone. I should have gone over there and checked today, but
well, you did go. You did show the scene before.
But that was just I didn't put that out. I just went up there to look at it and sent you images of that.
I know. I saw you went over there, so you were in the vicinity to see how they were. Well, that was game 3, how they would try to control it, and then game 4 was far worse. And I can only imagine. Even Saturday night, Jason, they're not playing there, but it's going to be bedlam outside. And remember how the Dodgers in Los Angeles.
No, they are Saturday night, isn't it? In Madison Square Garden. It is.
No, it's not Madison Square Garden. They're in San Antonio, but. Remember when Los Angeles Dodgers won 2 years ago? Last year wasn't, I mean, they were kind of better prepared for it. The first time they won, Jason, that city was, I mean, they were burning things it was bad. It was bad. It caused a lot of damage. And again, It's a sports event. I don't understand what the hell, your team won. It's a moment where you could stop thinking about the 29 times you've heard the president say the war is over. You want to that's about sports, right? Oh, let's enjoy this. We're all friends again, and not let's go and harass and burn things down. And they were
Okay,
doing that
so
in Los
so wait a minute.
Angeles.
So Saturday night there in San Antonio, if San Antonio wins, which usually sometimes there's considered to be favored in the home court. So then it comes back to New York when?
Tuesday,
Huh.
which you don't want. You don't want that because that means the president's going to show up. The circus will
So
will
you
come
want the
back.
Knicks to win basically
You would-
in San Antonio
Yes, you want the Knicks to win and
to
because
avoid
then
chaos.
there's a chance that if they have to come back and whether they win or lose with the president in town, it's going to be chaotic. And then let's say they
You
lose
think
that
he would
one.
do that again, or he's been to the game and that's it? He's had enough.
No. This guy's ego can't get out of its own way. He would be there for game 6. It's all ego at this point. Maybe sitting there with Dolan. I mean, look, when he goes to the football, these are events that again, New York City Manhattan's a small island. So when the president comes, you completely freeze the entire city. It's already gridlocked. It's times 10 with him around. It's not a smart idea. That's why in his first presidency, he never used to come because he knew what the damage would be. Unger, what Unger happens, United Nations General Assembly.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But that for a Knicks game, you got to imagine what it does. People can't get home. It's why he got 10% of the vote. They hate people that do this. But in a football game, you got a huge stadium, 100,000 people. It's much easier for the Secret Service and everyone to do this. Remember, it's strenuous in the fact that the police department has to figure out routes. You need also a hospital route in case, God forbid, something
But
goes
they're
wrong.
also
There's a
they're
lot of
all
planning for
there.
this.
There's no other cops around the city because they're just like more cops than anybody has ever seen.
Yes.
Just like right on
And it's
35th Street.
To me, what? The first president that went to the Knicks game, the first of everything. You hear always the first of, who you are? You're the first asshole. How about that, president? You wanted me to know that? You're an asshole. I could say that. Just look, football, UFC, that's different. They could set things up. Even
What
the
about
UFC
at the White House? Everybody's upset about that. They tried to sue that, Sal.
Yeah, well, you want to have that stuff in the White House. They've been planning for that for a while, and I mean, the president lives there. If you understand,
They're upset.
It's moving him around, which is the issue, and you put a stress and a strain on the local police departments and the neighborhood and the town that you're in. And Manhattan is the most congested area, probably in the entire universe. And here you come to town for what? I want to watch a game. Could have watched it at your home. That added to the disaster of game 3, the aftermath of what happened, because he had the lead. There was a frozen zone. And this is where they came up with this frozen zone idea. They weren't going to do that. Now they want to make it. A soccer mom took it and ran with that idea. So to me, look, it's nice. So the president's there. That's great. But then look what happened outside. All these people they use it as an excuse to go bananas. Now, I'm not saying whatever on the guy, but look, to a lot of people that were there, they're like, we didn't need this. This wasn't, you could have watched this from home and stayed out, and everything that happened might have transpired a little differently. Game 4 was a train wreck. And I hope game 5, I'm just telling you, if you're there for game 6, would be a clinching game on top of it. It means the Knicks, if they won the championship, not only would people go nuts, but he's there, which is twice as bad. You
Did
understand
he say
how this
he's
is?
going to go? He hasn't said.
He hasn't said anything yet.
He might not go. You never know.
You
There's
just
all
better
kinds
hope,
of stuff.
if you're a Knicks fan and you live in New York City, I hope they win that game 5, because if he shows up plus game 6, it's going to be a problem.
Now, let me bring you back to this, Sal, because we've only got a few more minutes before we go to the sponsor exclusive segment, External Affairs, on thesalgreco.substack.com and crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com and subscribestar.com and patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. You have been writing a lot more articles on salgreco.com.
Oh, yes.
You've got this article here about Jonathan Baez. He's arrested for attempted murder. What was going on with this?
Okay, I was the guy that reported on this originally. So he chased the vehicle down. They were saying the car is stolen. The Daily News doesn't. I told everybody what happened from the beginning. The story has not changed. He chased the vehicle down. He knew where the vehicle was. He used an NYPD computer system and all that to find it and try to track this. Instead of calling the precinct that he was going in to say, you know why he didn't want to do that? Because the guy that he supposedly was going, he doesn't even know which one. The vehicle belonged to this guy's girlfriend. The
Oh,
guy's
I remember this. This was a little while ago.
Yeah, this guy's girlfriend was also with this guy, this other guy that was driving the vehicle.
Oh, so
He
he's
didn't know
chasing the
that.
guy who's banging his girlfriend. He didn't
Correct.
know that? Come on. How did he not know that? And
He
then it was
doesn't know
attempted
this.
murder?
He got the wrong guy. That's what happened. He shot
Wasn't he
the
just
guy in
trying to
back of
shoot the
car.
guy who's banging his girlfriend?
Essentially, that's what he was trying to do. That's what ended up happening. He went there. It looks like it's premeditated. He went there with your gun. You didn't call anyone. What the hell? You think you Rambo? Like this is
That's
and
crazy.
Again, and by the way, he worked at Gracie Mansion. And the worst part about this guy his career is pretty much set. He doesn't have to do anything else for the rest of his career. He'll be at Gracie Mansion and City Hall. No one will bother him.
Isn't he going to jail now? He tried to kill somebody.
Yeah, the guy has damage. The guy's on a respirator.
Oof.
And he shot him. No one's reporting on that. That's been what I said from the very beginning. They said, oh, it's not a stolen vehicle. No one was charged with a grand larceny auto because, like I said, what I have been told through my sources was that car belonged to his girl, or the girl he's dating or whatever, who the person driving that vehicle belonged, that he was the other boyfriend or whatever of the same woman. And that's what he was chasing. He knew something was up.
Yeah.
And instead of handling it one way, he handled it a different way. You also had a sergeant that got indicted for stealing time, right? She stole time because she was arrested originally in Nassau County for stealing, I guess, taking medicine out of a Target. So they're saying it's petty larceny. This is what she pled guilty to. It was conduct unbecoming of a police officer, that nonsense, like uncompensated security. Where it doesn't say anything about stealing time as a sergeant. Then Alvin Bragg.
Why don't they want to mention that? Because they're afraid that if people start looking into stealing time, they'll realize that everybody in the NYPD is doing that.
Yeah, how about they realize that the guy that was stealing time, whose friend runs that Brooklyn Children's Jewish Museum, Devorah Halberstein, Richie Taylor, he was stealing time. What happened there? I guess they didn't forgot to charge him, but they charged her, and they charged Thomas Fabrizi. So they selectively enforce and prosecute people for stealing time, but not the chief. How's that work, Jason? That's a scam in my book. That's, and I understand Alvin Bragg is not the biggest fan of policing or doing anything correct, but my God, it's right in front of you. You had a chief do it right in front of you. Oh, I know today I saw a picture of him with Mark Simone and the head of the SDNY, Jay Clayton, who's now going to be the head of the DNI. So
we got to talk about
Boris
that.
Epstein got that. Boris Epstein, the real president of the United States, he won yet again. He's putting his crony over there. So isn't that nice how everything just always runs in the same circles with the same people? So if he's there with Jay Clayton, no wonder they're not looking at Richie Taylor, right? I get a lot of questions.
How long has Clayton been U.S. Attorney in the SDNY?
About a year or so, right? He got confirmed last year. Now he's going to go to DNI, which means they don't care what happens in the SDNY.
No, that's bad. SDNY is very, very corrupt.
City is just corrupt. There's nothing you could do unless someone's willing to go in there and kick all the rocks and turn over tables. You're not going to get anything. They just people. This is what they do. I don't know how else to say.
Now, wait a minute. He clerked for Marvin Katz in the Eastern District from 1993 to 1995. That's when Weissman was doing all the stuff with the Gambino crime family, wasn't it? And then he worked for Sullivan and Cromwell. That's not good.
He did nothing about
that's the CIA, Sullivan and Cromwell.
Jeffrey Maddrey case, the Eric Adams cases. What happened with all that stuff you had there in the Sun District of New York? You're the head of it. What'd you do? It disappeared? Now you saw my little expose, the Paul Saraceno files, which are the interrogation of him. He was the commanding officer, executive officer of the chief of department's office under Jeffrey Maddrey, when you remember it was a whole overtime scandal. And I have the official tape. It's the tape from their interrogation. So if people want to know, those are the voices you're hearing. Is Paul, NYPD Internal Affairs, a lieutenant. There's Mr. Fickru, remember Inspector Fickru with the Christmas tree, the illegal Christmas tree that had all the cops he was targeting on it, and he left the job. That guy was on the tape,
Wait,
and the
hang
guy's
on,
lawyer.
because we're going to talk
And
about
there's a
all
lot.
of
There's
this. There's a lot to discuss. We're going to make
six,
our way
I've dropped
over
6,
now.
2 more coming. 2 more
Okay.
files coming still.
People are going to join us on thesalgreco.substack.com. Get on there, subscribe to Sal's Substack. It's a great way to support this kind of independent journalism and support Sal. You can also watch on crowdsourcethetruth.substack.com or subscribestar.com or patreon.com/crowdsourcethetruth. We'll be right back. Stay with us.